Hey, thanks a lot for joining us on ARC Salt Lake. Brian is off on assignment covering the golf tournament down St. George. I'm Mark Cabell. It is Thursday, October 23rd. Utahns relying on food assistance, scrambling now to try to find alternate ways to supplement their groceries. SNAP benefits set to run out at the end of the month. Tonight we look for answers. Utah sits on $1.5 billion worth of rainy day funds. Now, technically, this money can be used to keep SNAP funded while the government is shut down, with state legislative approval, of course. As of now, there's been no effort to do that. With SNAP money running out just weeks before Thanksgiving, Utah recipients like Abby Park are starting to feel the pressure.
It has been a little hard because thankfully WIC is still receiving just a little bit of funding, but we relied heavily on SNAP funding because whatever we couldn't get with WIC, we just got with SNAP. But with SNAP taking away, now it's pocket out of our own money, and I mean, it's hard to live somewhere like Salt Lake in a big city, and especially with a stay-at-home mom and a dad who has to work full-time. And so sometimes we make the means, but other times it's really hard because we really depended on that SNAP money, so having that takeaway is a big deal.
Now you heard Abby, she says, yeah, she is a stay-at-home mom of two with a third on the way. Her husband works full-time. Complaints have been made that these benefits are being taken advantage of by people who are not working, but Abby wants people to know her family needs the support and they're not alone. Well, the government shutdown is also impacting the WIC program. The White House says funds to run the program are depleting. The federal program provides financial assistance to pregnant women, new moms, and children up to 5 years old. This helps women buy healthy food. The state says around 47,000 Utah women are part of the program. Now, without the funding, these moms could struggle to feed their children.
The other thing that could happen, and we're not certain, but it's a possibility, that if this extends beyond November 1st, even customers who have a balance on their card from a prior month may not be able to use it because it may interrupt all SNAP services.
That's Becky Wickstrom from the Department of Workforce Services. She spoke to Ron and Mary this morning. Now, she says starting November 1st, SNAP cards might not work at all. Now, that means families should probably consider using all of the money that they have on their cards now. The state says they don't know how long benefits will be withheld. Becky hopes Utahns can take care of each other and fill the gap.
Now, the best thing people can do is prepare, right? We're coming up on November. We live in a community where communities where there's generous resources available, so we hope that they're able to tap into those, and they can call 211 or go to the 211utah.org website and find food pantries and meal sites and other resources that can hopefully fill the gap.
Here in Utah, there is a long list of requirements that people must meet in order to get SNAP benefits. To determine eligibility, the Department of Workforce Services looks at a family's countable income and then subtracts certain deductions. The household's total income per month cannot be more than 130% of poverty based on the household size. For adults, there's also a work requirement. They must register for work or participate in an employment and a training program. If the person quits their job or has hours reduced, SNAP benefits could be impacted. In Utah, children and non-citizens can get SNAP too. Utah families can use SNAP to buy a wide array of healthy foods. It covers things like breads and cereals, dairy products, always fruits and vegetables, plus meats, including fish and poultry. People can also buy garden plants, and they can also get seeds to grow their own food. Here's a list of things you can't buy. Hot prepared foods like, let's say, a rotisserie chicken or food from a restaurant. You can't buy alcohol or tobacco products. And non-food items, you can also not use SNAP to buy vitamins or medicines. Starting in January, soft drinks like sodas with carbonated water and sweetened with sugar will not be included either in your benefits. Pantries in northern Utah say federal workers are swelling the demand for food. One pantry may be forced to cut back on what it's giving away, and another says demand is up 4 times higher than it was last year at this time. Our Brian Malahy went to North Ogden to see just how many federal workers are lining up for some of these food giveaways.
Forklift to pantry to table. Describe the demand.
Wow. The demand is, it's unreal.
Mike Larson, Tri-City Exchange, is emotional over federal workers as food clients.
I cry all the time.
20 miles north in Brigham City, the Box Elder Community Pantry reports donations dropped by many tons in 2 years in the face of heavier demand.
It's sad where we are right now. That people that work for our government need to use a non-government food pantry to get food.
Tammy Gonzalez is not a furloughed federal worker, but she's at the pantry often, and more demand means going forward here, she could get less.
It would be sad because this is how we make it through the month.
Back in North Ogden, tomorrow, another big food giveaway at Tri-City. And the founder says demand has nearly quadrupled from last year. In North Ogden, Brian Malahi, KUTV 2 News.
All right, Brian, thank you. The government shutdown has delayed the release of what the Trump administration says will be the USDA's last report that tracks hunger in America. The administration is discontinuing the annual survey, which has been published under both Republican and Democratic administrations for almost 30 years now. Food bank leaders are speaking out, saying federal data on food insecurity is crucial to distribution and outreach on the state and local level.
It really helps us understand trends, how things are moving in food insecurity, as well as if specific populations are becoming more vulnerable. We saw a rise in food insecurity for seniors. That's something that we wouldn't have picked up on without that data.
Take a look at some of the numbers for you while we had them. According to the USDA's Household Food Security Report, more than 47 million Americans experience some type of food insecurity. Here in Utah, food insecurity is having a big impact on children. According to Feeding America, more than 484,000 Utahns, they don't know where their next meal will be coming from. 161,000 of those are children. That's why a growing number of high schools in Utah have a food pantry. The Utah Food Bank also, if you didn't know this, has a mobile school pantry that travels around different school districts where they deliver food to Utah families that are in need. In Weber County, school pantries say they're starting to feel the federal government shutdown. 2 News spoke to the district. The district says as food assistance programs are paused, more and more people now relying on their centers. The pantry is a part of the teen center that offers students and families some basic necessities.
It's really sad that so many people are experiencing hardships right now, but it's also very heartwarming that we can help them.
The teen center and the pantry at Bonneville High is one of 6 pantries in the Weber County School District. They have food. They also offer clothing, shoes, and even hygiene supply kits for kids and their families. While they're able to serve the community now, they anticipate the need will grow, and they're calling on people who can please help the pantry and the teen centers because they're not funded through the federal government. Starting to hear from members of Utah's congressional delegation about the government shutdown and the pause in SNAP benefits that could be coming. Senator John Curtis says pausing SNAP to discuss ways to lower health care premiums isn't a very smart tactic.
Now, we're seriously holding back SNAP now in a couple of days because we're trying to lobby for lower premiums for those very same people. And so you could see why, this is just not a good lever to get what you want. And you can have the debate all day long about, is this a good thing to be doing? And I would say there is reason to say that parts of it are. But is this the right tool to get what you want? I would say no way, not even close.
Curtis expects people who miss their SNAP payments next week will probably start calling their senators and members of Congress. If enough people get upset, he says it could pressure more lawmakers to vote to finally end the shutdown. Congressman Blake Moore saying today, quote, "Our food banks are already feeling the impact and won't be able to fill the gap." He says, "I sincerely hope Senator Schumer and Congressman Jeffries recognize their hypocrisy and vote to reopen the government immediately." And then this from Congressman Mike Kennedy. He says SNAP is a 100% federally funded program that helps 86,000 Utah households buy food each month. He says, "I again urge my colleagues in the Senate to look closely at the effects of their actions. This government shutdown needs to end." Hey, some of the best golfers in the world are in southern Utah right now. Coming up on ARC Salt Lake, we're going to be headed to the PGA's Bank of Utah Championship. Welcome back to Arc Salt Lake. PGA athletes swinging their clubs again in Utah. The Bank of Utah Championship now underway. Right now in southern Utah, the tour first teed off at Black Desert Resort last year. Before that, it had been more than 60 years since its last stop for a PGA event in Utah. Our Samantha Hoffman is at the course as it wraps up day one of play.
Today, people are cheering on reigning champion Matt McCarty, as well as some new players drawn to the tournament. I spoke with the tournament director about how the course has grown and what it means for the community. It is the first day of the Bank of Utah Championship, with new players making their Black Desert debut.
It's a lot cooler to see like these guys that you always watch like right up next to you.
Right now I'm excited to see Jason Day. We're going to try and catch him on 18.
Tournament director John Kulba says in addition to attracting bigger name players like Jason Day and Max Oma, the resort is growing its guest experience.
We have a new viewing area on the left-hand side of 18 for guests so they can see the finishing hole. A lot of nice amenities, restaurants and restrooms and shaded seating areas.
Kuba calls the production a big employer with hundreds involved, from catering companies, access control, construction crews, and resort employees. There's also about 900 volunteers spanning an age from 13 to 88. While they have to pay about the same price as a general admission ticket for their uniform, volunteer Brad Kramer says it's worth it to get up close and help out.
They utilize every one of them to make this tournament run well and work well.
If you live in Washington County, Kuba says it should not impact surrounding roads. There will be lots in St. George reserved for parking at Tech Ridge. Kuba says the course is a beautiful area to walk around and enjoy its amenities, whether you like golf or not.
It's an amazing part of the world, so I'm glad the tournament can showcase that.
Tickets are still available on the Bank of Utah Championships website until the tournament's end on Sunday. Kids can also get in free if they're under 16 and enjoy a putting green and an autograph tent. In Ivan, Samantha Hoffman, KUTV 2 News.
All right, thank you, Samantha. And by the way, be sure to join Brian Schnee for live coverage from Black Desert Resort with our Bank of Utah Championship special. You can watch that live on KUTV and KMYU Friday through Sunday. It starts at 10:30 right after 2 News at 10. Some video from Bryan Head Resort in the last 24 hours. Take a look. They picked up about 5 inches of snow. The resort has set an opening day of skiing for Friday, November 7th, of course, depending on conditions. Chase Thomason has our first alert forecast today during ARC.
Stayed divided today with a little bit of rain down in southern Utah, and we picked up about a quarter inch from many areas, including Bryce Canyon, Panguitch, Cedar City, and Kanab. But Moab so far the big winner with just under a ½ inch of rain. Sand Hollow just east of St. George, 600s. In northern Utah, pretty quiet, but our rain chances, they are increasing by the end of the weekend and into early next week. So your Friday and Saturday along the Wasatch Front will be quiet, but by Sunday, that's when a cold front moves in, and we'll have some lingering showers potentially into Monday morning. Right now, there's a little bit of rain across portions of south central Utah, but it's southeastern Utah that will have those scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms. Won't be widespread. That has now pushed into Colorado, but a couple showers could linger even into midnight. But notice how Logan and St. George seeing those clearing skies. That clearing pattern continues into eastern Utah by tomorrow morning, so you'll wake up to mostly sunny skies. And your Friday afternoon is looking spectacular. Lots of sunshine, but notice there's cloud cover to our west. That's ahead of our next storm. Temperatures for tonight dropping to the 30s and 40s for those overnight lows. Again, a few lingering showers possible across far eastern Utah, but tomorrow we are sunny statewide, mid-60s from eastern to central and northern Utah, with St. George at 76 degrees as we wrap up the work week. Big football game in Salt Lake City Saturday. If you are tailgating, it will be pretty mild for October, close to 70 degrees. The problem, though, it's going to be a little windy, especially in the afternoon. Winds could gust to 15 to 30 miles an hour. So if you are tailgating, make sure everything is secure. Now, I'm leaving the forecast dry, though, during the game. I think most of the rain will be moving in on Sunday. And temperature is not too bad during the game in the upper 50s and low 60s. But here comes our storm. We have a cold front and an area of low pressure. It's producing a lot of rain, really tapping into an atmospheric river over the Pacific Northwest, but it will weaken as it clips northern Utah. Notice Saturday is dry, moves in Saturday night into Sunday morning with a couple of scattered showers, especially during the afternoon. We'll have a little bit of rain in northern Utah, and those showers will linger into Monday morning as the core of the storm kind of clips us Central and southern Utah, not going to see a whole lot from the storm. And then by Monday afternoon, we're dry. Mountains might pick up about 2 to 6 inches of snow, especially above 7,000 feet. Here in the valleys, though, it'll be kind of a cool rain, about a 1/4 inch. So it's not a major storm, but if you're north of Salt Lake, there's a chance you could get over a 1/2 inch of rain into Monday morning. St. George, for your Friday, sunny skies, 76 degrees, 77 on Saturday and 76 on Sunday. So we're kind of staying in the mid-70s. We might drop a couple degrees on Monday, and then we're really staying dry for all of next week. And your +2 shows your Halloween forecast. Next Friday, we're at 80 degrees, so it could be a very mild Halloween for those trick-or-treaters. Salt Lake, 64 and sunny, more cloud cover on Saturday, but we could get close to 70 degrees. We drop about 15 degrees Sunday and Monday into the mid-50s with that scattered rain on and off. Temperatures, though, climbing back into the 60s beginning on Wednesday. Halloween, a high of 65 and partly cloudy.
All right, Chase, thank you. And coming up here on ARC Salt Lake, a local team proving that Halloween spirit isn't just about candy and costumes, it's also about community. That story coming up. Hey, let's talk a little hockey. We're learning more about the horn that the Delta Center uses after every Mammoth goal. A company in Wisconsin says they made the horn special for Ryan Smith.
They are a C-sharp major chord. They have a C-sharp, an F, a G-sharp, and a B.
The company first started making horns for boats. That was back in the 1800s. In the 1970s, the Chicago Blackhawks owner asked for a horn for his arena. 50 years later, almost every team in the NHL now has their own horn sound.
When they came to us looking for a goal horn, they had a specific chord in mind, and we're wondering if we could replicate that chord, and luckily we were able to, because it's a very large air horn that's powered through a diaphragm.
Yeah, the Utah horn has 4 notes, making one of the most unique goal horns in the National Hockey League. Hey, the NFL not reconsidering its Super Bowl halftime headline performer amid some criticism from who else? President Donald Trump. In a recent news conference, Commissioner Roger Goodell defended the decision to have the Grammy winner Bad Bunny perform on the league's biggest stage. Goodell says the choice was carefully thought out, and he's confident the show will be great. In the wake of the announcement, President Trump and some of his supporters pushed back against the headliner. Some students from the Davis School District teaming up this Halloween season to make sure that every child can participate in the fun. After learning that some kids in her community could not afford a costume, Laurel, a 9th grader from Shoreline Junior High, launched a costume drive. She and her friends collected more than 200 new and some gently used costumes for students at Lincoln Elementary School. Laurel says her small idea quickly turned into a big community effort.
I was so surprised. We got so many costumes, so many people willing to donate money so we could go buy costumes. It was just such a welcoming and amazing response.
Great program. Lincoln Elementary in Layton was chosen to receive the donations because the area has a large population of lower income families, so they're all going to have a pretty good Halloween. Hey, that'll do it for ARC Salt Lake tonight. I'm Mark Cabell. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget, Brian Schnee will have some golf coverage for you. He's off on assignment, but he'll be joining you for some special reports coming up after 2 News at 10.